yeah, now Focus going in and attacking Lin's Expo. And yeah, Lin didn't have a sentry ward. His TP is a little slower, but Focus also a little slow to react on pulling out, and so he got one of his raiders instantly surrounded. And another one ensnared and caught out in the open, so that forces a fight. And notice that Lin has 4 peons. Yeah, 4 peons here. Focus has 4 right now, but he's bringing a lot more in. So Focus is going to have a lot more peons to absorb damage. And also he's got this Blade Master with 2 claws of attack. He's got 2 scrolls of healing on the Blade Master and 1 on the Shadow Hunter, so he's got 3 scrolls of healing. Um, Always use the one on the hero that's stacked with scrolls of healing first. Just because that way you start the cooldown quickly. Um, Notice that Focus is sending his Blade Master in back to try and hit those Spirit Walkers, which he's been doing effectively. It's forced some healing waves to be used on them. Um, Now, yeah. Oh, I forgot to mention that Focus got a Sobi Mask. Sobi Mask is huge on a Shadow Hunter. Okay, there goes the Scroll of Healing, and I was meaning to select a peon when that happened. Sorry. They go to full health basically. It's really effective. It saves a lot of damage from your army to have those peons there, and they're not going to die with Scrolls of Healing around. So, especially because your opponent is not going to focus the peons. That would be stupid. That would cause him to lose the battle. So now the Blade Master goes in, finds that Shadow Hunter, which gets Spirit Linked in time. But he already got 2 crits off on that Shadow Hunter. They were huge crits. They're like 400 damage total, which does a lot of damage, even through a Spirit Link. Lin's Blade Master now kind of wreaking havoc on Focus, but it is a bit low, and there is just a huge critical. And notice that the Blade Master wasn't Spirit Linked. Keep your hero Spirit Linked, really, because otherwise you will get critted. And he may, I mean, I don't know if you missed that. I hope you didn't miss that crit, because that was pretty brutal. It took like a third of the Blade Master's health out. It was ridiculous. You don't want that to happen to you. Keep your hero Spirit Linked. And now, Lin just coming up the ramp. He's still got a lot of peons, so that's going to mean that he's taking a lot of the heat off of his heroes and his Spirit Walkers. He doesn't have that much in the way of units, and he hasn't even brought his units up the ramp. But with those 2 crits on the Shadow Hunter and that 1 crit on an unlinked Blade Master, Focus has pretty much turned this game around. I mean, that Blade Master was suddenly really vulnerable. He had to retreat. And now, Focus is going to be able to take this Kodo out. And now, that Shadow Hunter, Link is wearing off. I think it's going to be Spirit Linked again. I'm not absolutely certain about that. But now the Blade Master, even with Spirit Link, it had just taken too much damage. Hex goes off. Now that this isn't even linked, and it would just go down so fast. And Lin has to GG. He lost his heroes. So, what's the moral of this story? Basically, Spirit Link is huge, and peons are huge. The whole Orc mirror battle thing is entirely focused around Spirit Link. They have healing scrolls because of Spirit Link. They have healing wave because of Spirit Link. They bring peons to battles because of Spirit Link. And the other important thing is that the Blade Master is really deadly unless Spirit Link is there. So that's why Spirit Link is absolutely essential for Orc mirror battles. If you see an unspirit linked unit, just go for it. Windwalk in, hit it. Maybe you'll be lucky and get a crit too. And that's a really huge blow to your opponent. Then you focus down that unit, even if it does get linked, it will go down because it's just taken so much damage. Orcs count on their units to be durable, but really it's the Spirit Link that makes them durable. They're not that durable by themselves against a huge Orc army. So, you have to keep your units linked, keep them healed, use your scrolls of healing wisely. Don't waste them. Make sure your units are Spirit Linked so the damage is spread out and the scroll of healing can do its maximum job, the maximum effect. Because if your units are undamaged, the scroll of healing is not healing them. That's a waste. Make sure that all your units are getting damaged, and you can do that with Spirit Link, redirecting the damage to all your units. Yeah, bring peons. Bring peons. I guarantee you, Focus would have lost this game horribly if he had not had those 5 extra peons. Because they absorb a lot of damage. And, scrolls of healing, make sure they won't die. You could keep them around for a long time. Also, don't focus your opponent's peons, because then you're not doing damage to their... You need to be doing focus damage to their army. Remember, half the damage does go through Spirit Link. The peons will go down fast. It might be satisfying to see a unit die, which, as you notice, doesn't happen all that much in these battles. takes a long time for units to die, and peons die fast. But even though it's really satisfying to kill some of your opponent's units, you can't afford to waste time doing that. Um, One thing I forgot to talk about in game was Kodo Beasts. Um, just how to use them. The Kodo Beast devours raiders if possible, because raiders ensnare things, and ensnare is dangerous. Um, if you can't devour a raider, devour a grunt because they have a lot of hit points, and it's hard to kill them. Yeah, in general, you won't even be able to devour spirit walkers because they're on the back, so don't worry about that. And you can't devour other Kodos, obviously. So yeah, in Orc Mirror, devour raiders first, then grunts. Some people will tell you that grunts are more important because your grunts can do focus damage to the raiders. I disagree with that. I think the even though grunts have more hit points, it's more important to take out the raiders because of ensnare. If you and also just because they're they take more population, so if you they're the more powerful unit. If you take them off the battlefield, you are reducing your opponent's food count more. Um, so do that. Let's see. What else do I need to talk about? Oh yeah, Hex. I didn't talk about Hex. Use Hex to stop the TP at the last second. That's always a good trick. A lot of players forget about Hex. Although not at this level, but a lot of players will forget that Hex can stop them from TPing out when they really need to, so use it. And that applies against all races, not just against Orc. Let's see. I'm feeling like I'm forgetting something. There was something I really wanted to talk about, but I can't remember it. And that's probably okay. I think I've talked about the important stuff. Well, I guess I could talk about speed scroll use, which we didn't see much of in this game, not at any rate very good speed scroll usage. The one time Lyn speed scrolled in, tried to run in, he was kind of blocked. His Kodos were blocked by his own Spirit Walkers and got ensnared. So, yeah, when you speed scroll in, you want to get position, and you want to get your Kodos to devour stuff and then get out. To counter that, you have to ensnare the Kodos, because if they devour your raiders, then you're going to be down in the battle. Yeah, and what we saw here was that Lyn made it a little too easy for his opponent to ensnare the Kodos in that second to last or last fight by when he tried to speed scroll in, his Spirit Walkers were forming a line and blocked him off. So, you have to be careful about that. It's very hard to control these huge numbers of units in such a way that you have paths for all your units and you don't let your opponent's units get in through those paths. It's really difficult. And, the pros do an amazing job of it. I don't mean to criticize them, but I mean, you can always strive for something even better. Let's see. Anything else? Oh yeah, Blade Master items. That's the last thing I want to talk about. Blade Master items are really important. Focuses, 2 claws of attack, probably one in this game. And so in order to get those, you have to know which creeps drop the items. In particular, which creeps drop the good items for Blade Masters. They're all like from the same creeps. And claws of attack are generally the good items. Claws of attack, circlets, gloves of haste are all good. Claws of attack are the best pure damage item. And that, by itself, the claws of attack make your Blade Master much, much more powerful. You do have to use it well. You have to target the right units or it's totally wasted. But it just allows you to melt through your opponent's army like butter. It's really ridiculous. Those crits are huge. 4 times claws of attack plus 6 is like an extra grunt hit. So yeah, they have a presence in every battle. And so Focus maybe won this game because of his claws. And I don't mean to suggest that it was luck, because Focus did do a good job at actually going for the creeps that drop those. He got, I think, 3 of the 4 damage bonus items. Although he transferred his circlet to the Shadow Hunter. But yeah, he got 3 of the 4, and that gave him the advantage. So, anyway, this has been fun. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any suggestions, or if you think I'm just a total noob and shouldn't be commentating, tell me that. Anyway, thanks for listening.